what I want to create in this example is a parameter query. A parameter query is a query that enables me to select lots of different information multiple times without having to go in and change the design screen. Let me demonstrate. I'll go into the menu and choose New, Design View, and click OK. I want to be able to use the staff table and the sports table. I close the Show Tables dialog box. Observe that the two tables are connected via the employee number, which is most important when you set up queries. I then bring down the last name and the first name of the staff and maybe the activity. Let's suppose I was wanting to be able to find out the sorts of sports that various people play, and I was wanting to be able to find out I look for particular sports and know who likes to play those sports. So what I'm going to go and do now is, under the activities field, which is the name of the sports, I'm going to type out a prompt. Before I do that though, perhaps it would be a good idea just to see whether my query is actually going to work. So I'll run the query. When I run the query, you'll notice I see the names of the staff. They're listed multiple times, but you'll also see that the number of sports that they like to engage in are also different. So these people like to engage in more than one sport. The query's working, so I'll go back in the design view and I'll try this. Go down into the criteria section, and rather than typing out a particular sport, I'm going to type out a prompt that looks something like this. Like, and then I'm going to type in square brackets, type a message. Type the sport to find, which is a prompt that hopefully people using the database will be able to understand to look for particular sports. I type out the and symbol and the star at the end, which creates what's called a wildcard command. Now watch, when I run the query now, a prompt comes up. Suppose I want to be able to find all those sports starting with the letter S. Now, rather than looking and typing out swimming and squash and so on, by typing out the letter S, Access is going to go through this and find all of those sports where the listing starts with the letter S. When I run the query, you can see I've got all of these sports. If I go back into the design and save my query, and I'll call it parameter, and then close it. Once I've got my query created, I never have to go back in the design structure again unless I want to be able to see different lots of information. If I run the query and I want to now find all those people who like to engage in cricket, I can just type out the letters CR, and because I've previously created a wildcard command, I come up with all the cricket lovers. I don't have to worry about spelling the word correctly. As long as I can work out the first few letters, it gives me a quick option of being able to find those people. If I close my query and look for, say, people who like to engage in football, if I type out the letter F, run the query, I find all the football players as well as the fishing players. Obviously you need to know the sorts of sports that you're engaged in, but by creating this parameter query and having it made as a wildcard command, it means that I can do multiple searches for different sports without having to keep going back in to the design screen and changing the particular name here. Parameter queries are very important queries that you have in Access, because it enables you to make your queries more versatile.